Thursday, the 20th of March 2025. Well, what have I been doing? I've been to Derby this morning. I've been to the hospital with my husband to the dermatologist. Only in there about 10 minutes. I took this book with me that I said I was going to read. I got it free the other day, and it looks like a book that I will very much enjoy. It's talking a lot about the conservation of our fields and land, and I'm not sure what date it was written. Let me just have a quick look, see if I can see it. Copyright 2016, so it's a few years that it was written, 9 years ago, but I'm sure a lot of it's very apt and still rings true today, because as I say, I've only just started reading it because I took it with me because I thought my husband would be ages, but as I say, it was only 10 minutes, and I can tell that I'm going to enjoy this because he speaks about a lot of things that I've read about that I'm very interested in the past. William Cobbett for one. So I will love reading that because it talks about all the pesticides that are used, and they're still used today. The funny thing is, I know I'm going to get on my soapbox, and I know I eat mass-produced food. I prefer not to, but it's so difficult not to buy it, really. You look at everything that you buy, and it's incredible what it's got in it. That's why I like the £1.50 box, because at least it's fruit and veg, and you can wash it first, and at least it's a little bit more natural than some of the mass-produced stuff. Going on to that, I really am on my soapbox. I try not to be, but it's just my thoughts. This is sweets for children. So obviously, you know about Ivy. We took her to the hospital the other day. They're very, very happy with her because she'd had quite a nasty cold and it didn't affect her kidneys. Apparently, children that have got this syndrome, if they become ill with colds, etc., it can affect the kidneys. Well, she's had quite a nasty cold and a bad chest, and there's not protein in the urine, so that is a good sign. So I try not to get anything with salt in. So what do you get? Because all the snacks have got salt in, the savoury ones. The sweet ones, you think, oh, I'll get some of these. They're just full of E numbers. What are we feeding? Not just children, but everybody. You know, it does make me cross to think about it. Anyway, that's my little rant over. I must try and think on the bright side. Anyway, what have I been doing? So the other day we went to, I was going to see my son, my eldest son, but he's not been too well. So he's had to wait and have a B12 injection, and it is a lot better now. So we were going to go out to Nottingham, which we did do. And I called in at the charity shop, the Mesopotamia charity shop, and I got this. I love anything to do with Country Living magazine. I've had a lot of these in the past, and I have moved a lot of them on, but I'd never had this one. Most of my Country Living magazines that I've got second hand, I've still got them, because there's nothing better for me that if I'm not well or if I've got some time, I can sit and look at them and I still find them absolutely beautiful. I love everything about them, you know. These are my type of places. I love it. They're quirky, and a lot of the stuff is very real. So that was 50p. That's what that cost me. So on the way back, we came the long way round and we ended up in a place called Southall. I call it Southall. Some of the people that live there call it Southall. Some of the people that live there call it Southwell. It's one of those. It's got a beautiful cathedral. Southall Minster. It's a minster. And it's absolutely beautiful. And it's a beautiful little village. It really is. So, of course, I'm going to go into the charity shops. And I went into the one, I think it was a hospice one, and I've managed to get this. Now, it had been started, but since I've had it for a couple of days, I've not been able to put it down. I've still got my poppy one to do, but I said to my husband, because it's poppies, I love poppies, but I think for me, I do love it when it's got an animal on. Some that I've had in the past, I've done the little dormouse that a lot of you that have been watching for a while have seen, and I absolutely love that Hazel, the little dormouse. You can usually see that on the seat in the kitchen. And also I did Cyril the squirrel on one of my bags. I made a bag out of it, a shopping bag, and I love that as well. I've got the ram. I've not quite finished him. I don't mind having lots of things on the go at once. It's whatever suits my mood at the time. And with this being Easter, I've really gone for it. So it's absolutely lovely. It's so easy to do, because I don't know whether it's this particular material. It seems to be so good. I think it's Anchor, and it's beautiful. Of course, it's got the word Penelope at the top, which a lot of them have, and some of the frames are Penelope. It's 100% cotton canvas. Probably that's why it's so nice to use. And I've really enjoyed it. What I'm going to do is, it doesn't show it on the pattern, but like here, I'm putting a light bit in the eyes, because to me, having the dark eyes, it doesn't bring them to life. This rabbit here looks more like a hare, but I shall carry on with it. And yeah, I really love that. So that was from the hospice shop at Southall, and that was £3. It was lovely to go there. The surrounding area is so nice. So that's what I did the other day. So today, what have I done? Well, this is what I got today, and this was it. There was it's a Christian bric-a-brac shop, and they were selling a load of stuff off, next to nothing. Well, I absolutely love this, and it's by a pottery called Ball China, made in England. I'm going to look it up, because that looks very Art Deco to me, and I love Art Deco things. So yeah, I said to my husband, even though I've just got that today, it's a little gem to me. And sometimes when I buy things like this, in the past I've given them away with flowers in. Bought a few flowers, popped them in, or took some out of the garden and then passed it on as a gift. But I think I will be keeping this, because I love it. I'm not sure whether to me they look like buttercups. I don't know whether any of you can remember picking buttercups when you were little, and you'd put them under your chin, and if your chin went yellow with the reflection, you'd say, oh, do you like butter? And if it did, it used to glow up yellow, which of course it did on everybody's, but just little things that you did when you were little. So that's really nice, and it reminded me of my mum, because my mum used to say to spot really good china, bone china, if you pick it up you can see through it. I have got some little coffee cans that have got, if you look up inside, you can see little geisha girls. They're really lovely. Lots of my seeds have come up in the greenhouse. I'll have to have a little look round there one day. Quite a lot have come up. The tomatoes are doing well. A lot of my ornaments I've had to take out the bay window in the living room, so the sideboard's stacked full of stuff. It's absolutely rammed because I want my tomatoes in the window bottom. It's not for everybody, growing tomatoes in your living room, but we live here and we like decent tomatoes, and we know what's been put in the soil that they've grown in, so it's well worth it. When you there's nothing like having a nice tomato straight off the plant that's still warm from the sun. It takes me back to my childhood, that does. And I think tomatoes are much better when they're warm. I do not like tomatoes straight out of the fridge. We're all different, aren't we? So that's what I've been doing. Got my little obsession again with tapestry, and I'm so pleased. I've stopped doing some of my crocheting at the moment. I'll go back to that as and when. I cannot believe that this morning it was so cold. When we got to Derby, it was going up to 23 degrees. So bonkers, really. And of course, I thought, make sure that you've got something warm on. So I've got a thermal vest on. I nearly called it a thermos vest. I mean, oh dear, never mind. Thermal vest and my jumper on and a neck warmer. The neck warmer came off. I thought I was having a hot flush, but no, I'd got too many warm clothes on. I said to my husband, if it gets any warmer, I'm going to have to pull up somewhere and take my vest off, and pop my jumper back on. So that would have been a sight for sore eyes, wouldn't it? But still, you've got to do what you've got to do. Right, I think that's about it. I will try and find a little bit more time to finish reading this. I know it's going to be a good one. The only thing is I was up early this morning because we were off out very early. We set off about 8:15 and there was a problem on the bypass, so it took us far longer to get there. So it's a good job we gave ourselves plenty of time. So I don't know that I'm going to read any of this today, because I have a feeling that if I start reading this, I'll drop to sleep. So there we are. Anyway, that's me. Lots of love to everybody, and I hope you're all having a lovely day, because it's beautiful and sunny. Get my words out. Look at Stan. Isn't he lovely? Still there, look. Very laid back. Okay, bye.